Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome to Meet the Teams once again. I am here with the Taxing Trio. Why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves for everybody?
Prepare for trouble.
And make the double.
Scratch that, make that triple.
Seals.
Alex. Axel. And together.
We form
The Taxing Trio.
That was beautiful, guys. That was great.
Yeah.
We made it.
Thank you. We did it.
Yeah, so before I was made aware that this was scripted. So let's start off asking about that. What was the thought process there? Because nobody else has scripted any intros or anything.
So, shall I? Seals.
So when we were looking at, I think, Alter Ego's team intro, Axel sent me a message saying, "Hey, should we have like a cool intro?" And I was like, "Yeah." So he sent me this, or she sent me this, sorry. And I was like, yes, because it was based off of Team Rocket, I think.
No, so what happened was I think I was listening to the intros of not only Alter Ego, but I think of Afro's team.
It is Alter Ego.
Yeah,
well,
Alter
there's
Ego. And
it was Alter Ego, but there was someone else who was in the first someone else in the first round too who tried to do a super serious intro as well.
that was Shonen TCG.
That was so
Yeah, at least one of them tried to do that. So I went to Seals and went, "Hey, do you want to do you want me to think of a cool intro?" Yeah. I was like, "Do you know what our gimmicks is?" Well, I feel like we kind of are the more comical team, and I just went, "Okay." So Seals, I have an idea. Do you like the Ginyu Force? And immediately Seals was like, "Yes, 100%." And I'm like,
I was like, I'm on board.
and so I decided to mix the intros between Team Rocket and the Ginyu Force because I also love the Ginyu Force.
Ginyu Force is fun.
Fair.
So I mixed the "Prepare for Trouble" quote, and then I mixed in the part where literally the Ginyu Force just does the "Jai Spurter," and then just goes down and does the "And we're the Ginyu Force."
Okay.
And were like, "This is amazing. We love this team idea. Let's do this." And then I've told Alex, and Alex was like, "Yes, 100%."
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, that's something that not everybody else has done. You guys are the first, so hey, that's pretty cool.
We love bringing comedy.
Yes.
All right.
So,
well,
in case we get our ass kicked.
Yeah.
Will be remembered.
So we'll go ahead and get into the rest of the questions here. That was a bit of an impromptu one because, well, I didn't know that this was happening, obviously. So we'll go ahead and start with who's your guys' team captain?
Well, it was the one who kind of put us together. It was Seals.
It's Seals.
It was
Oh.
I'm actually the team captain.
Okay.
How
Seals
this
is
came to
Captain
be
Ginyu.
is how this came to be is Alex asked me, and I was like, sure.
I was like, you brought us here. You're the captain.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't want
basically,
to
Captain Ginyu.
the one who literally asked us is Seals. So I was like,
Yeah.
"Yep."
Am I Birder?
It's up to you. I'm
You know what,
Jace
I'll-
100%.
Fine, I'll be Birder. Because
I mean, those are the best
I'm not a
ones.
raccoon, and I'm not being fucking Golda.
I'm being told to.
All right. So interesting development in the tournament so far is that out of the two duels that we've had and the four teams we've seen, all but one of them placed their captain as their final member, and the only one who didn't do that lost. Which, of course, the ones that in the first round, they both did it. So that really didn't affect anything. Do you guys have any plans of maybe leaving your captain in the back or anything like that?
Personally, I feel like Alex would be the best to go first.
Uh,
I think with how Alex's deck plays, he can really exhaust a lot of the players first, and then it's very much up in the wind if I should go second or last.
Here's the thing. In the beginning, we were thinking Seals would go first, but then after some thinking, we were like, I think I should go first because of how my deck runs.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then it's between Seals and Axel who goes next. But it can also
Honestly,
change. It can also
so
change.
yeah, it might change, but I think for now we have Alex first, me second, and then Axel last. I just think Axel going last is a lot more better for reasons, but who knows?
Okay, fair enough. All right. So you guys are a bit more established, right? Seals, Alex, you guys have competed in most of my tournaments. Alex, you won
I've
the
competed
first
in, like,
one
one.
that I ever
Yeah.
did.
Yay.
Yeah, and
Oh.
Axel, you've been in at least one. I'm pretty sure one or two. Can't remember.
I was
think
in
Axel
the
was in the first
character
one.
tournament, and I don't remember. Wait, I was in the character tournament and the ritual tournament.
Yeah.
You
I
lost
think you
against
also were in the
Lord.
first. I think you
Yes.
were also in the first one, weren't you, Axel?
I
Oh yeah,
don't.
you were.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
think
I thought the first one was the character tournament.
no.
No,
The first
it
one was
was
not the
No,
character tournament.
you were in both, but you lost. And I mean this, and because you're my teammate, I mean this in the nicest way. Very badly.
I mean, I lost very badly in the character tournament, but I got a second chance because one of the other people didn't show up and actually got to show my deck being cool.
Of course, but not this time. Not this
and
time.
I got destroyed in the character tournament, so it's fine.
It'd be rough
I
like that.
deserved it.
But yeah, do you think like that gives you guys an edge at all, being more established? You know, maybe people, you can throw them off their game because they think they're gonna prepare for one thing and you guys are gonna do another thing, or maybe you think it gives you a disadvantage. People knowing what you guys kind of do.
I feel
I-
like you go first, Seal. Sorry.
I feel like being in the tournaments don't give you like an advantage or disadvantage at all because at the end of the day, you could come in with a deck or be a different person the next day, and depending on what cards you draw, it could change the outcome of the duel. It always depends on the deck and the pilot
Uh-huh.
that's playing the deck.
Right.
Personally, I kind of agree with Seals to an extent, mostly just because how I've you already know my MO, Dark. I like to play as unconventional as possible
Uh-huh.
and like to try out as many decks as possible. So I just have because even just trying to remember each deck I played, they're all like drastically different from the last one and have different strategies.
Of course.
And I don't know
Yeah.
if that would make me better because of how often I went against others, but honestly, a lot of the times it's hard. Either way, I'm always kind of ready to duel against somebody, but not super confident because of how many times I have dueled.
Yeah. And I believe even though we have dueled multiple times, even people that are parts of the teams, I don't think it really gives us an edge because I feel like we all sort of know each other enough to know what plans they're doing. Plus, I don't think I think we're gonna do pretty fine. Hopefully, we don't get our butts wrecked too hard.
Hopefully. So you guys are starting on the other side of the bracket, right? The semifinals are already set on the top of the bracket, right?
Mhm.
I want to get your thoughts on the first couple of matches that we've had so far, and then your thoughts on the next one that's coming up for that side of the bracket. So first, what do you guys think of the first two rounds? Any thoughts? The first two matches, rather.
I
Uh,
personally wasn't able to watch the second match, but the first match was felt like such a clusterfuck.
Yeah, that's
the
fair.
first match kept me on my the first match kept me on my seat. I actually didn't know who was going to win that one.
Okay.
It
That
was
Snowy just wouldn't die.
it was a literal anime duel that won the first match.
I gotta
Yeah.
be honest, it kind of also made me realize how much shit talking Afro does during dueling.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, wow, I did not realize how much shit talking he does.
If you
Yes, changed.
we all know about the homie drop moment. If you watch it, you watch. The
He-
second match, even though the boys lost, they got one of you. So
I mean, honestly, Honestly, I was a little bit surprised when Travis went down. I thought that he was gonna get the sweep. So that's yeah.
Fair. Yeah, with the first one, I did watch it, and I I was on the top. I was like, I want this team to win. If and then I saw the white woman jump scare, and I was like so happy. It
Like
was
Right.
jump scare.
the second one. I haven't actually watched it. I will definitely have to watch it because I don't think it's out at the time.
It's not
we
on
record it.
YouTube yet, but it's still on Twitch.
Oh,
Mhm.
I've been living under a rock.
It's very interesting. It's
I'll
still a
have to go
good
watch
duel, even though it's a murder.
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't even have to go.
this is Slobberfest. That's a good one.
Yeah, it was
I believe the term is slobber knocker.
yeah, it was an interesting game. I was hoping for the sweep by Travis, but it didn't happen. But it's okay. We'll get him next time.
I do
Oh
hope
no.
that members of
No,
the boys do
leave
come
alter
back.
ego alone.
Hey man, we gotta try to win, and
They're my pals. No.
we gotta try to
Come on,
win.
you can throw, man. You can throw, man. Do it for me. Come
Nah,
on.
nah, 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 nah. Can't be
Unless
doing
we're
that
hoping
now.
the alter egos win.
You can let alter egos win. It's not like I put a bet on it to win.
I'm not
It's
gonna
not us.
not gonna let
What
that
outside
happen.
deals are you making?
But anyway, so that's
They're my
that side of the
pals, man.
bracket. You guys don't have to worry about anybody on that side of the bracket until the finals potentially, if you guys make it that far. Who do you think your biggest threat is on your side of the bracket?
Uh, honestly, the other teams, we're gonna kick this Life for Slackers ass.
Okay.
Yeah. We gotta school them.
I'm only saying this because I was in VC with Lord, and Lord was like, "Oh, you have your other team to pick up your slack," and I was like, "All right."
Damn.
Damn, trash talk. The trash
Damn.
talk already started.
My team
Dare
has no weak
trash
links,
talk
so I
the
can't
taxing
relate.
trio.
But honestly, I'm kind of scared of B's team. B, because as we have established, B is kind of like the second best duelist in my opinion.
Okay, that's fair. Anybody else?
I'll have to agree.
I
Oh, go ahead, Daco.
gotta be honest, I'm afraid of in a duel.
Well, I mean, your side of the bracket, I'm on the other side, so.
Well,
Just Axel, my answer doesn't change.
my yeah, honestly, my answer really doesn't entirely change because I can already give you on my list the people I'm most afraid of are the three people who made decks specifically for D&Ds.
Well,
But my top two are literally U Dark as number one and B as number two.
well, if you guys win and B's team wins, then that's probably who you guys are gonna have to go up against. So something you guys got to
Well,
prepare for.
we gotta fight like it means if we beat when we beat this life like I say, and then we have to fight against B. Or if B's team loses, that's something good for us.
All right.
Well,
And
let's
I
go,
would be
Yeah,
man.
it's like
honest. And I would be honest, I kind of don't want to sleep on second Shadow or Emil either on like
Yeah.
the rest of B's team because
oh
I've
no.
when I've been talking with Shadow, I've realized how technical Shadow is,
Uh-huh.
and technical people in Yu-Gi-Oh do just scare the shit out of me.
Yeah, Shadow
And
seems good. I don't really know them very well, but they do seem quite good.
I think I
Yeah,
played Shadow
they are.
once, but that was a different thing.
I feel like
League.
Emil also I feel like Emil knows knows what they're doing a lot more than
Mm-hmm.
I would think, even though I never hear him talk about Yu-Gi-Oh that often.
Yeah, Emil's also quite good.
He's really
First, we
good.
got to focus on the Slifer Slackers, and then we can start thinking about B's and whoever beats the other team.
It's like we're Obelisk Blues trying to put the life slackers back in their place.
Speaking of the other team, of course, so far in the tournament, the teams consisting of mostly people who are a bit newer to the videos and everything, they haven't done super well, unfortunately. Alter Egos managed to defeat Shonen TCG in the first round, and then the Abyss team managed to defeat the boys in the second one. So that's mostly made up of new people. Robin, we haven't really seen anything of until this point, but Afro and Time Kid we've seen before. And then conversely, you guys are all people we've seen at least once on the channel here. And then we've seen Lord, of course, but then we have Blaster and Rogue Moon, who haven't appeared in any videos. They've been in the server for a while, which you guys should join, by the way. Links in the description.
Yeah.
But they've been in the server for a while, but not in the videos or anything. Do you think that might play a role? Do you think you guys might have an edge for that reason or anything like that?
Honestly, a little bit because we don't interact with those people, say they might not know us as well. Where my strategy is just fuck it, we ball.
I think that they each have their own advantages and disadvantages where we don't know how Lord, Rogue, or Blaster even duel or like what their style is. But it's kind of hard to get mine and Seals' style together.
Okay.
Yeah, I know about a bit of Lord's how he plays, so at least that's a slight advantage that I have against him. I don't know about the other two. I have never seen Rogue or Blaster you play Yu-Gi-Oh, so
Uh-huh.
hopefully we can read them pretty well, and it is a slight advantage, but I think that they'll do a-okay against us, even though we're gonna beat them
Mhm.
up.
Alright. So I do have a bit of information on them, but I'll keep it to myself, of course. But I will say I've dueled Rogue once, and it was a tag duel, so kind of similar to this format. And I believe Lord was there as well as his partner, if I'm not mistaken, if I'm remembering correctly. And actually, in that duel, Travis and I were teaming up, so we won. So make of that what you will. But I've played against them, at least Rogue that I remember, and he's not bad. I will say he's not bad.
More work for us.
Yeah, I don't know the first thing about Blaster Blade though. I have no clue.
Like I said, I don't think anyone is bad in this whole entire tournament. Even the people who have lost, I think they're still good in their own rights. It's mostly just if I don't know you or know you that well, then I have no idea.
Right.
The same. I think at least the most people that play Yu-Gi-Oh, at least that decide to be here, know what they're doing, or at least
Right.
have played Yu-Gi-Oh quite well.
Yeah, I get that.
So that's at least with when I see new people or I don't know them personally, I'm like, okay, they at least probably know their deck and they know that they're good at Yu-Gi-Oh.
All duelists at least have one deck that they understand.
Yeah.
And it very much
Yes.
depends on the person of which one they decide to just understand the most.
At the end of the day, it's just silly trash talk and meeting new people and learning about them.
Yeah. Okay.
Harvest trash talk. Nothing too serious.
So how is the ban list for you guys? I know it's been pretty restrictive to varying degrees for teams. Some people had an easy time with it. Some people had a hard time with it. How is the ban list for you guys? Do you guys have much trouble building your decks?
I'll let my two others speak first, and then I'll give my thoughts on it.
Okay.
I have thoughts. By that I mean my level 10 water soul monster got hit and I was like, dear god, no.
Yeah.
I was making my
Yeah.
deck and I saw him hit and I was like, no.
He's pretty good. I
He
would
is
have played him.
amazing.
I would have played him too if I didn't ban him. So
Yeah, you know what? I understand the ban on him.
yeah,
I
I mean
feel-
he's just hard as shit to deal with in a limited format like this.
It threw a pipe bridge at me, but I dealt with that. And when I saw the toad being talked about, I was like, no, please, no, please, no, please, no. And thankfully, everyone was like, limit of one. And I was like, thank God.
Yeah,
There's a god somewhere.
Toad's been around a lot in this tournament actually. Because like my whole team plays him, obviously, because then we had a member of Shonen TCG play him as well, and from my understanding, of course, like you just said, you're playing him too. So he's been appearing a lot. Yeah, he's up here. Maybe next time I'll ban him because he's appeared so much.
Oh god. Don't do it at least until we until we go to the finals. Then you can all allow him.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see.
Let's go. But
All
other than
right.
that, the ban list has been, I think, pretty fair.
Okay.
Yeah, the ban list didn't touch me at all. A lot of my choices were like, oh, this is not even on the ban list or limited list. That's good.
Okay.
The ban list, the ban list just give me the stress in like the worst way possible because, and I've checked a million times that I know that I know some of my cards are limited, only in one, and none of my cards are banned. But I just kept checking, getting stressed, and I was like, "This is not on here. This is not on here." God. Besides that, I'm pretty sure I'm fine, and everything is okay.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, the ban list is pretty huge. With everything that I wanted to get off the table on there, but you know, for the consensus is that it's not too bad, so that's good at least.
But I think it's fair, and I think we have made the correct judgments. And then again, like if something comes up, then you can just change it. So like
Yeah. Yeah, so far I haven't really had anything like too big of an issue that I've seen thus far with the decks. There is like one thing in Robin's deck that I may have to ban if they ever get it off, but I really want them to get it off because it'd be so funny. So I'm gonna leave it in until they get it off.
God, now I have to go look at that
geometry.
video again so I could like be like, oh, that card. You know what? That's funny. Keep it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it in until at least they get it off, because if they get it off one time, then it's probably ban worthy, but it's too funny not to let them at least try to get it one time.
The decks be decking.
Decks do be decking. So let's
Deck
go
over.
ahead. Let's go ahead and move on a little bit here to some more questions. Just a few
Ooh,
more,
questions.
just
I
a
love
few more
questions.
things. Here. So I forgot to ask this earlier. How did you guys how'd you guys decide on your decks? Was it like a thought process to it, or did you just pick your favorites, or?
So we wanted some kind of synergy at first, and we decided that everybody was gonna have probably the same decks actually, like your deck Dark with you guys having waters and everything.
Uh-huh.
So, but we wanted it not around it being the same deck, but a theme.
Okay.
And so, pretty sure what I said to Alex before we picked up Axel was, what if we just make it where we take a crowbar to our opponent's knees and just cripple them?
Oh, okay. All right.
Make them so they can't play the game or have a hard time playing the game.
Okay.
And so we came up with basically, we are Russia. Your cards, no, our cards.
They're our
Basically,
cards.
you're gonna have to pay a cost, or you're gonna have to mill your deck, or you may not even get to play the game if you don't have the right materials.
Okay.
You have to pay us, hence the
Yep.
taxing trio.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
kind of
gotta
had a
pay.
feeling. I kind of had a feeling.
But our decks are constructively different. That way, if like I go down, Alex has a completely different deck. That way, you can't, prepare for it.
It's not like we're playing the three same deck,
Okay.
which would have been fucking funny, but
It would be
I
funny.
was actually expecting one of the teams to just play the same deck 3 times. I hope that it happens, because it'd be really
I
funny.
It would be.
like honestly,
Honestly,
we could have done that, and that would have been fucking hilarious.
I feel like it would have also been hard for us to find a
Yeah,
deck that we all know or like, and then
that,
be
and
Yeah, I
like,
would have learned one.
I 100% feel like we would not be able to progress if we did.
exactly.
I mean, hey,
Because
like if
no,
you pick there's certain decks that if you pick them and you just play it the same, like 3 of the same deck, it could benefit you pretty well, honestly.
Yeah.
as we've seen, but I just feel like if you at least have like the same deck, there is some way you can counter it.
I mean,
But
yeah, then your
so
deck loses
far,
to the
yeah.
same thing 3 times. So like if your opponent
Yep.
figures out how to beat it.
hmm Which I
So
think is probably where your deck falls dark because they're all waters. But then again, I don't know.
they're different waters from what
There's
I've
different.
seen.
They are
Yeah.
different, but
Yeah.
still water, aqua, water. I don't fucking know.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I can't really speak for my other 2 teammates because I don't really know their decks like all that well. I've never played either of their
Yeah.
decks. But my deck doesn't really lose to any of that stuff. Like I make synchro big.
Big synchro and call it a day.
Yeah.
Synchro go
Got it. So
bong.
we're fucked if we make it that far. Got it.
Maybe it depends on who goes first.
Don't worry, I'll pay the alter egos to beat up the synchros.
I mean, they may win. I don't know. It's going to be an uphill
Uh,
battle, for sure, for my team. But I think, I think it'll
I
be
believe,
interesting if nothing else.
It's gonna be an
So
insane
I
duel.
believe in all the teams that are left
I
at
never,
least.
I actually did never ask Seals. Alex, do either of you have a story as to why you chose these specific decks?
Oh yeah, I do.
Oh yeah, I do.
We both do. We have interesting stories. Well,
Okay.
I know Seals chose that deck. Well, because they not only they play it, but I feel like they wanted to
This
bring it
deck.
back.
So, if you don't know, if you see me in the first duel, I did not get to play the fucking game with this deck.
Sorry, it was me. I know.
So I was like, if I can actually ask like why I picked these two to be my teammates.
I mean, yeah.
If
I'm
I can,
actually curious.
Yeah.
is so I actually wasn't gonna participate in this tournament entirely. I actually decided I don't want to do it because I want to like be a weak link to my team. And then one day I don't, and then I was just like, sure, I'll do it. I don't know why I just went back on my word.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, who do I want? And I wanted Lord actually to be on my team, but he already had a team. So then I was like, okay, who do I not want to face? Alex. I don't want to face Alex. I didn't even have a second. I was just like, Alex. So I immediately messaged Alex and I was like, okay, Alex, I need you.
I need your
Help.
way. Fun fact: I was actually not gonna participate because I was actually, you could say, retired from Yu-Gi-Oh. Like I took a
Oh,
break from it. I took a break from Yu-Gi-Oh because Master Duel kind of screwed
Master
me
Duel
quite
be
a bit.
Master Duel, and I get it.
And then when I was playing Omega a bit for a while, I wasn't having real fun because
Oh.
every deck was the same, hand traps non galore. And then I was like, I'm probably not gonna participate in this. And then she sends me a message. You want to join my team? And I was like, you know what? Fuck it, sure. Out of retirement that quickly.
I got one
And I
more
was
in
like,
me.
and
I
then I
got
was
one
like,
more.
I can play my deck again that you utterly crushed me.
I still feel bad. Okay, I'm sorry.
That has taxing elements. And then I was like, okay, then well, who's our third teammate? And then I was like, okay, who do we choose? And I saw that people were getting all paired up, and then I think it was because I just made a dumb joke for a team name, but I was like, hey, I'm gonna go get Axel. What if we called our team name Double A Batteries?
That would have been a cool name.
I did specifically like I did remember like when it all started. I just said like I'm not gonna start a team or actively look out to be in a team. But if anyone wants me in a team, I'll probably join them. And then that was it.
Fair, fair.
Because I get really nervous about how I act in tournaments because I feel like I start like seeming pissed all the time when I'm in a tournament, and
You
I
can't
start
be as
feeling
bad
really
as
bad
Afro.
about
Nobody can be as bad as Afro.
that. I mean, fair.
We love you,
But
Afro.
yeah,
We love you.
Love you, man.
We
so
do.
yeah, we do. You are a great person, Afro. But I remember Seals did like go, hey, do you want to join my team? I'm like, oh, all right, sure. Who else is on there? It's like Alex. They're like, all right. Do you have a team name? I'm like, well, I don't yet. What if we just call ourselves Team Double A Batteries? And I just went like, okay, I love it. But like, what's your guys' theming gonna be? It's like, well, we're gonna be like we're gonna play decks that have costs. I'm like, well, what about just call it the Taxing Trio? And immediately Seals was like, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of ideas have been coming out of Axel's head, which thank you, Axel.
Thank you, Axel, for being more creative than us.
And Alex, what is your reason for having your deck? Because I feel like I should go last because I think I made my deck last.
Fair. Actually, mine is a story from my younger days where I got what was it, the 2010 game for the DS,
Oh, okay.
Stars
Yeah.
Village,
It's a good game.
whatever it's called.
Have that
It was
game.
a good game, and or it was the 2009 one. I don't remember. It was one of the
Also a
two.
good game. They're both good games.
I love them, and one of the decks I played there was Ice Barriers, and like
Oh.
I literally imagined myself as a signer and being like, Trishula is my signer dragon
Oh, okay.
or
Fair enough.
Gungnir,
Yeah, Gungnir.
and like, and then I kept doing the stories with just Ice Bears, and I fell in love with that deck. And
Okay.
when I saw that they got new cards, I was like, this has brought my love back for that deck.
Definitely a
Like,
better
'cause
reason than I had for playing it.
Wow, that is so much more better than my fucking reason.
I told you it was a interesting story. I was
Alex
gonna,
and
I
Axel
was,
are the charm of this group, as you can see.
no, you're the charm, and Axel
You
is
are
the
very
charm.
much the charm seals.
Prince Charming here.
Okay.
But also, I did not want to pull any of the other decks because one of the decks that I had in mind was Vanquish Soul, but then I saw Kashtira get hit, and I was like, "Damn,
Yeah, no, fucking,
sad."
I'm not letting Kashtira play in this tournament. You
Fair.
crazy?
I'm thankful
Oh
that
my
you do.
god.
And then the other idea was I could just run S-Force again, but then I'm like, no, I think that we're gonna get crushed this one
I would
because
have PTSD.
Dimension Fisher, I think it was at 1, if I'm correct.
Yeah,
Or was
Demphis is
banned.
at 1, so is Macro.
Damn, you're not allowing me to have fun anymore.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's totally just you that would have played those like fucking anti-meta
Yeah, I
floodgate
know.
type shit decks. Like if I didn't hit them.
I know. I know. But yeah, that's my reasoning with my decks.
Okay.
And at the end, I was like, after I saw your deck, I was like, do I need to change? And then I was literally brainstorming deck ideas. And one of the decks I was tempted to make was like Flame Swordsman's Red Eyes, be like Joey.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool.
I already have the deck made. It's just that I think it did worse than my deck that I have right now.
I mean, the
So I was
deck
just
that you
like,
have now is pretty fucking good considering I'm playing it
yeah,
too.
Yeah.
So.
it's similar. It
Who
has
knows?
some
Maybe
different.
for next time.
I'll say that it has differences. So people, you're not seeing the same deck twice.
Okay. It's kind of like Robin and I think it was DJ from the boys. They had similar Cyber Dragon decks, but one of them played Cyber Darks and the other one didn't, and played like the Chimera techs and stuff. So I get it.
You know what? Based on
No,
both of them.
that was pretty based, yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Axel.
Axel, you go.
So, I was procrastinating making this deck the whole fucking time.
Okay.
And the only time I actually started to plan everything out was when you were like, all right, we're going to try to start doing interviews soon. Or like you actually set up the bracket. I'm like, well, shit. I guess it's time for me to put my deck together.
I mean, yeah.
So I was just like, well, what decks do I want to play that's like a taxing trio joke? So the first thought was one of my personal favorite pendulum decks, which was Sulfa Chords.
Yeah.
Because the joke is they have such long like card text and rules that it's way too weird to understand them, but only I do.
Okay.
But I'm like, no, that doesn't fit enough. And then I went down to two different decks that I wanted to test out, which were vampires, because, tributing other people's monsters to make more monsters or taking people's monsters.
Yeah.
Or Sun Avalons, which I genuinely really wanted to play Sun Avalons because I think they're really cool. But when I put a Sun Avalon deck together and like even in Master Duel and tried to play them, I came across a really big issue.
Yeah.
For like for the people who are listening, Sun Avalon's like whole fun gimmick is summon tree. Tree does not block or does not get attacked and only allows people to attack directly. However, when you attack directly, Tree heals you and Tree summons another Link monster. And then you get bigger Tree and repeat this process until you get Link 4 Tree. But the big problem that I encountered was the computer was able to understand how the gimmick was.
Oh.
So it never attacked me. So my brain went, well, if the Yu-Gi-Oh computer can understand this card's gimmick well enough that it doesn't want to trigger it, then I probably shouldn't play it for a tournament.
But here's the thing: do people actually read Yu-Gi-Oh text?
I
Well, I
mean,
tested it out against Afro too, and Afro it worked once, and then Afro's like, "Well, good to know," and never did it again. But then also sometimes it doesn't trigger, because like how the normal the trees work is that depending on how many link numbers it has, like the link markers it can do it that many times. So link one can do it one time, two, two, three, 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 and four times.
You just
However,
fucking make
it
it.
doesn't work half the time.
the best version of that deck is also illegal in this tournament because Rika Sun Avalon is the way you usually would do it. And I
Mhm.
banned a bunch of the Rika stuff because I fucking hate that deck.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so, like, you know what? I always wanted to play Vampire, and if I'm ever in a game with with Maria, I'm never gonna have a chance to play them. So let's play them
Fair.
here.
Yeah,
I thought you played vampires because of Vamp. Not gonna lie.
hey,
Yeah.
Well,
I did say
I
to my
love
team, like, play decks you want to play and have fun with, even if it doesn't match our team.
Yeah.
I think the vampires were like I know like were like yeah you don't have to follow the thing but I want to follow the gimmick though. So and the last time I played vampires was back when in my RP days that Dark met me from, where I
the
made
dark
somebody who
days.
used vampires. Yeah, very dark times. And I even have like I still even have like the edited image that I don't remember if it was B that made it for me or somebody else.
Could have been me. I used to do those too.
But it was
Which, by the
like
way, now that we're here, I'm gonna say I'm into my team broke something. I was completely fucking lying. I'm glad you said you kept with the gimmick.
yeah, and the only reason I played that or played the vampires in the RP was because I was like, oh, Vampire Sucker looks really cool, and I really like how this card works. And so I decided just to make the whole thing, and I kind of was like, you know what? Let's try to play it fully into fruition and see how it goes.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I got one more question I want to get to before we move on to the deck profiles. So, let's say you guys win the whole thing. The prizes are structure decks. Which structure deck would you guys choose, or would you want one?
Hmm. I honestly haven't thought which structure deck I would want because I have not touched a structure deck in so long.
Okay.
At least a physical card game. Yu-Gi-Oh. I think I
Yeah.
haven't touched it since Zexal era or like end of Synchro era, which is which is over 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's
So
been a minute.
I don't know. It would be interesting. It would be interesting if at worst I might just get a structure deck from at least one of my friends that didn't win and have them get their structure deck for
Okay.
themselves. Because I'm a giving man. That's
All right.
what I did with the last time I won.
True. True.
I just gave the money to get Maria's computer.
All right. What about you two, Axel Seals?
Uh, so my reason is a little bit more sad. Is even though we're great, and I would love to win this One Star tournament, I said to my team, if we make it past the first round, I'm happy
Okay.
because I don't think we're gonna win. So I haven't thought of one. If we do win somehow, then I will think of one. And if I had to give one off the top of my head, probably Blue Eyes.
Yeah, that's fair. It's pretty good.
The newest one or the old one?
The newest one.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good one actually.
Yeah, it's quite
It's
good.
really good.
Lots of good staples in there.
Yeah.
Axel.
It's been a hot minute since I've seen any like of the new structure decks. And I think like the last structure deck I have bought was the Trap Tricks deck.
Yeah.
So I don't entirely have like a structure deck in mind. Again, like I'm the same as Seals. Like I would be happy if I progressed, but I feel like it would very much depend on if I can even see a structure deck that I would really like to play. Because I'm very much if I think these cards are either cute slash cool or like the gimmick is cool, then I'll get it.
You could always just get a second copy of the Trap Trick structure deck.
Yeah.
I mean, fair. I just had to also figure out where I put where the trap chicks are again. But like, if all in all, I could probably just offer it to somebody else, and I don't even know what else I would ask in return, like instead.
Fair. Um, I mean,
Let's destroy
also,
wall third graders.
also like there is a zombie structure deck. So like your deck's based on zombies and stuff. Like you could get that one.
Possibly, but there could also be like the fun thing of like, I think I did actually genuinely have this thought in mind where I could be like, I could say it would be your choice just to see what you would choose,
Okay, fair enough. Hey, I mean, I could do that. Whatever you want to do. If you guys,
just as long as
you guys
it's
want.
not Blue Eyes because I kind of have a blood feud with it.
Yeah, I know you don't like blue eyes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, fair enough. All right. Well, with
Okay, I
that,
didn't choose Blue Eyes. That's a
with
deck.
with that all
It,
being said, I do think it is time to get into the deck list because the question section has ran a little bit long. But that's okay.
We
You guys had
who
stories and
should
stuff.
go
Content.
first?
Content.
Well, we'll figure that out after this cut. So I will see you guys with the first deck list in a moment.
Kamen Rider, Shogun version 2. Hello, I'm the team captain of the Texan Trio, and I will go over my deck. So, this is a mixture of Insectors and Bee Troopers, and I'm going to go down the line and just explain what they do. Some will be fast, some will be long, but not too long. So, this is Heavy Bee Trooper Mighty Neptune. He is the beat stick. He is basically here to beat your ass, and he can also get other monsters, and basically he's just here to be here as my defense and also my attacker. We have Metamorphized Insect Queen, who is basically here to stop card effects from destroying my cards because that was a problem that I had. And got really annoying. Also, she can summon tokens that allow me to attack people more. We had two Beat Trooper Sting Lancers. They're here because they are actually very easy to special summon. Like every time I've tested, I've been able to just special summon them and just kill. Then we get some Insectors. Insector Giga Cricket is here because 2000 damage along with piercing damage is really good. Insector Hopper is here because, you need Insectors to play Insectors. And also, I'm hoping to get his effect off where if I can equip him to a monster, I can attack directly and just kill the opponent. I'm hoping for that. We have Insector Centipede. Insector Centipede are good searchers, so I can just search my hand for more Insector cards. Beat Trooper Scale Bomber. They are here because if because if opponent activates their effect, I can just tribute an insect monster, and Beat Trooper Scale Bomber will kill them. Plain simple. And then we have Infinite Antleon. Infinite Antleon is here for a different reason, and I'll get to that reason soon, but you'll see. Insector Dragonfly can just special summon one Insector monster from my deck, so then you just bring out more, Tribute Father for Lynx and my extra deck. Beat Trooper Scout Buggy. Beat Trooper Scout Buggy has two different effects of why it's here. One is to mill cards, that way I can mill out my deck because if I normal summon one Beat Trooper Scout Buggy, I can then special summon another one from my deck, graveyard, or hand. Insector Hornet is going to be the main basis of this because Insector Hornet, if I equip it to another monster, I can activate his effect and just destroy one card in the field. Monster card, spell card, trap card, field card, any card. Parasite Paranoid. They're here to be annoying. That's their main gimmick. They're here to be annoying. And also, another reason, and soon we'll get to that. Ageki, just good board control. Beat Trooper Landing, they're kind of the main staples of this. I kind of need them, otherwise I can't play the game or use half of my extra deck. And also, I know you're like, why do you only have two? Well, I can just banish two and six monsters, and I can just get this card back to my hand. Puppy Feather Duster, almost everybody's playing this card for reasons. Premature Burial, or Foolish Burial. That's in case I want to send something to my deck, which can usually be an Insector monster. So say like I show up with an Insector Dragonfly, but don't have an Insector monster in my hand. Foolish Burial, I can send one of these guys to the graveyard and then just activate their effect. Zextrek Cool. This card is just really good to again search out Insector monsters. Monster Reborn. Pretty simple, self-explanatory. Another one because just in case, I need another one. Cosmic Cyclone. This card was added recently, and this is basically just to help with back row removal because I need it, and that was the one thing I was lacking. It's pay 1,000 life points and then target one spell or trap in the field, banish it, doesn't destroy it, banishes it. So for that reason. Cocoon of Ultra Evolution. So yeah, Cocoon of Ultra Evolution is here to summon my big dudes, my big girls, and basically Parasite Paranoid is here for that reason. But also, say Parasite Paranoid doesn't activate, I can get Insector monsters also count. That's another reason. Insector Hawk, just in case I want to beat someone out with Insectors, like say I have no monsters, I just have one Insector. There we go. And also this allows it so the opponent can't activate spell and trap cards, which is good. Giant Ballpark and Beach Trooper Formation. Beach Trooper Formation, it's a field spell. I can just target one Beach Trooper in my graveyard. Special summon it, yeah, I'll lose life points, but also I would rather have a Beach Trooper. And also, if a Beach Trooper is destroyed by battle or card effect, or an insect monster is destroyed, I get one Beach Trooper token. Giant Ballpark. Yeah, this was just here because I needed another field spell for a monster in my extra deck, which you'll see. Corrosive Scales. Corrosive Scales is just annoying. It's annoying. It's worked and it's helped me actually survive. Metaverse, that way I can just activate one of my field spells very easily and can just mill it out of my deck. Beach Trooper Flying's thing. Basically, it's just good monster negate activation if I can just negate a monster's effect and then destroy it. Then we'll get to this. Ultra B Trooper Absolute Hercules. I love this guy. This is my favorite card. Basically, he can just be unaffected by other cards' effects until my next turn. And then say I get him out during a battle phase, I can just target one insect monster with doesn't less attack in a graveyard and just special summon it. No reason. So basically, if I can do this, this is a good combo. Ultimate Great Insect cannot be destroyed by battle. But during the battle phase, if a face-up card is in a field zone, which is why these two other cards are here, I can just destroy all monster my opponent controls. Doesn't even matter what battle phase. It's their battle phase, my battle phase. That just happens. Heavy Cavalry of the Indestructible Insects can't be destroyed by opponent's cards effects. And also, I can just banish monsters if all face-up monsters you control are insect monsters, which, no duh. Beatrice Saturnus is here because I'm going to be banishing a lot of stuff. And I do need to get some cards out, so that's why this card is here. Zector Exhibital. This is just in case, say, a card goes to the graveyard. I can summon this guy and steal someone's monster and gain half of their original attack defense. So far, it hasn't happened. But if it does, oh boy, they're going to be in a world of pain. Cicada King, good negate, and honestly, this thing can do a lot of other stuff that I've seen. This one has kind of actually been the stopper. This has stopped a lot of people. And it's very easy to just come out because most of these monsters are level 3. Gambit Trooper Invincible Atlas. This cannot be targeted with card effects. It cannot be destroyed by opponent's card effects. Just another good dude, just in case, I want to special summon one Beat Trooper monster. Then we got the Butterfly. This one was kind of a last minute addition because, I didn't have that much stuff, but it's also just good if I want to, special summon more monsters from a graveyard. Basically, this deck is a lot of graveyard and banishing. Beat Trooper Armorhorn. Again, just normal summon one insect monster. If this card is in a graveyard, you can banish 3 insects from a graveyard, special this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. And then Insector Piccofelina. This card is very important. If it goes away, it's not the end of the world. But basically, this card allows it so that these Insector monsters can go to any of my cards. So you might see Heavy Beach Trooper Mighty Neptune using Zector Hopper to sucker punch the fuck out of someone. I'm hoping that happens.
Hello, this is the third member who's going second for the taxing trio, and I like to call this deck after the hit animated movie of Robin Hood with taxes. Um, so I had two goals in mind with zombie decks because I kind of have a personal beef with how a lot of people make zombie decks, where my first rule to myself was I'm using vampire cards, so I'm going to use vampire cards, which basically meant I'm not going to use Shiranuis or Mayakashis. Because every time I looked up a vampire deck, it was like 3 vampires and then all Mayakashi and Shiranuis, which bugs the hell out of me. So I put it together with vampire cards, like grabbing the most common zombie cards that were in each vampire like recommended deck, and it sucked. So to get help, I got help from our resident zombie expert, and probably the third the third duelist I'm the most terrified of in our whole group, Elise. And so Elise did Overhaul. And to let you know that this was done by Elise, they added Jacobulin. Not for any particular reason other than that she really enjoys Jacobulin. And so the cards that I did add that actually do have a pretty good function, we have Al Ghul Mazera, which his whole thing is literally just preventing a monster card destruction to bring him back. Because whenever he's in the graveyard, you can banish him, and when he's banished, he'll get summoned to the field. And it's not once per duel, and he does just end up back in the graveyard. And with a whole standard vampire gimmick, we do have like it's a mix of paying life points to do things. Like we have probably one of my best vampire cards, Vampire Fräulein, where she'll come out whenever I attack or somebody else attacks me. And she has a secondary effect where I can pay life points to buff up whoever gets attacked or is attacking. And sure, I could like pay all my life points to just instantly kill one monster, or I can just pay just enough life points so that the monsters just keep only clashing. And then we have extra fun vampire monsters that can also steal your own monster when they kill it, or with have like some of the fun little extra vampire spell cards, which I believe it's Vampire Domain. Whenever a vampire attacks, it'll actually heal me. So that's also some extra taxes for your trauma. And with the help of Elise, they added it. She told me to add in Mad Mauler for some synchros and gave me Red-Eyed Zombie Dragon Lord, Zombie Dragon Felgran, and Red Eyes Necro Zombie, and the Immortal Dragon. And we got some Pilgrim Reaper and the founder of Drudge Dragons just for some generically good zombie monsters. And then we have the more fun options where we have Vampire Fascinator, who who generously gives my opponent a monster, but only for that I can use it. Then we have the other generic good Avenged Savior. And the one card that kind of really inspired me is Vampire Sucker, because she helps tribute summons by letting me tribute my opponent's monsters. Even though like I have to make them a zombie first, but I can always jump over that hurdle when I get there. And then this card I actually just like found while making the zombie cards, which is just basically a link monster that works as a monster reborn for zombies, or like an equip spell monster reborn for zombies. And probably the boss monster here would be the zombie vampire, because I can not only does it require level 8 monsters, but if I have a monster that doesn't belong to me on my side of the field, I can just use it as extra material with no matter what level it is. And its just whole thing is sending monsters to the graveyard, which benefits me because a lot of these zombies have effects that happen in the graveyard. Like the reason I have more monsters than spells is because my vampire retainer works with my Vampire Familiar to not only give me more Vampire Monster cards, but Vampire Spell and Trap cards. So I wish Omega can let me move it so I can actually like show you the whole thing, because I forgot which is which. From what I believe, it's just Vampire Familiar is the one who gets brought out and then gives me a monster if I pay 500, but Retainer is the real like important one here, which is the one that lets me choose a spell and trap card that I do want. And the ones I do want are occasionally just either a temporary special summon just to do more crazy things, or just negations. And just this is just a very big hodgepodge of paying life points until I benefit enough from it to win. My whole point is just to do the pickings at the end when my two allies have tired you out enough. And that is my taxes deck.
Hey there, third member of the Texan Trios, the one who goes first. But anyway, this is my deck. As you can see, it's very similar to what Dark used, but we'll explain everything. We have Gamma Kaiju, amazing, just everything I need. Yeah, there's a reason why I have Gamma you'll find out very soon. I should run Irene. I cannot say her name, but honestly, she's an amazing card. Just send her and then discard one other ice shade monster or a water monster, and you can special summon her, get a token. Then you can do some nice plays because she counts as a tuner. Plus, a level 3 makes level 10 easily. General Raiho, the Ice Barrier, is pretty amazing card. Honestly, it just stops people, makes people pay, which is where the part of the taxing is. They must discard a card to negate the effects of or their monster effects are negated, which will probably slow down my opponents pretty much, and might even stop them from going too hard, or they have to use too many resources on just taking Raiho. Georges, one of the newer one cards with the Ice Bear support. I like Georges. He is when he's special summoned. If he's normal, oh wait, if I control an Ice Barrier, I can special summon him, and if he's normal or special summon, I can special summon a level 5 or lower Ice Barrier from my hand or grave, which most of the times I will have those. And he's honestly pretty good. He just helps making combos easier. On general Wayne, I like Wayne. It's just that the special summon is gonna happen very rarely, and I only have him at 1 up because 2 of might become a slight brick, but he's actually not bad. You can add the Ice Barrier spell trap card, which most of these are really good. Tremora is honestly amazing. She's the Ice Barrier I have second most because I can send her from hand to grave to special summon a water monster from hand, which helps with Georges or like even Hell Wayne. And if I can and the turn that I did not send it, I can banish it and special summon Nice Jade monster from my hand or grave, except herself, which can help. I can special summon Gireen if need be, or even a future one. A revealer is the bread and butter deck. Allows you to discard a card, special summon the Ice Barrier Tuner, which Georges is a tuner, so technically you could go like this just to get an easy level 10. Or you could like get one of the other ones. And yeah, she really helps you quite a bit. She's the bread and butter deck. The other bread and butter is Speaker of the Ice Barriers. If you control another Ice Barrier, you can special summon this card, and which can make not link monsters can get rank 4s. You can get synchros. So, and you can also banish it to get a token, which helps a lot with a plan that I will reveal very shortly. Tinoa is a one-off. She's not bad. She's definitely worse than the other two, but she has happened. I can set the card from hand, so it doesn't even need to be a monster. Then target a monster in my grave. Then this card from the field to grave, and I can special summon the targeted monster. So technically, with Tinoa, I can special summon any of my things here, which is very helpful. Warlock is just here that stops people from having to use too many spells. If I control another ice barrier, most players must set the card for activating it, which slows people down. The same with Defender. He is while we control an ice barrier, they cannot attack. They cannot declare an attack if their attack is greater than or equal to this card defense, which it stops the very aggressive decks or the decks that can swing above, like attack directly. Mirror Magic Master of the Ice Barrier is probably one of the best cards in here because if this card is sent to the grave, uh, you can add an Ice Barrier card that is banished or in the deck to my hand, which is amazing. It's any Ice Barrier card, which doesn't need to be a monster. It can be a spell, monster, or trap, which is amazing. And you contribute one effect monster to special up to 3 Ice Barrier tokens and increase this card's level by that amount. He's also a tuner, which makes going to synchro so much easier and so nice. Hexa is normally only here for Reviewer, but I've seen like playing one of is very risky. So 2 is the most you would want Hexa. You never want to go 3 because it can count as a brick. Wins over the Ice Bear can be. I've never had to use it, but it can help with any Ice Barrier monsters to special summon that many level 4 lower Ice Bears with different names, which can help quite a bit. RP, just generic removal. Foolish Burial Goods is really nice with my deck because sends it helps send specific cards to the grave, like 2 cards that we are gonna talk about. Ice Jade Cradle, not what's return, just that you have to just the Rhoda that allows you to get a Ice Jade from deck, which helps can get Ice Jade run a gear in, or even for more, or if you wanted to Noah. Not what's return, which is kind of funny, just different names. Manifestation. This is actually a really interesting card. Most if I was playing Ice Barrier deck, not Ice Jade deck, I would have probably upped it up to 2 to 3. But since I don't have that many in the deck, I only went for 1. If I control if I control a water monster and my opponent has a card on the field or grave, I can take an Ice Jade monster from my deck and send it to the grave or special summon it. It's nice. If face up if an Ice Jade monster you control leaves the field by an opponent's card effect, except by being destroyed, except except by being destroyed by except during the battle phase, I can banish this card and then target one card your opponent controls and banish it, which honestly it helps quite a bit. Monster Reborn, generic, always great. Just get a monster from the grave. It's also there in case my teammates need something from my grave. Medallion of the Ice Barrier. Uh, no one's returned Rhoda again. Also, I love this art, so Konami, please give me this art. Thank you. Freezing Change of the Ice Barrier is just pretty nice because I can target a level 4 or lower Ice Barrier monster from my grave and special summon it, which helps me combo even more. It's nice, and the second effect is not bad at all. I control 3 or more Ice Barrier monsters. Ice Barrier monsters are unaffected by activated card effects. I was special summon from the extra deck, which helps. Doesn't proc too much, but honestly, it's not bad. Argonian, Prison of the Snow and Sky, or as I call it, Ice Prison, because duh. It's actually I really like this card. Target a monster in your opponent's graveyard, special summon it to the field, but its effects are negated. And then I can banish one from both player field that has the same type, which means, hey, you have an annoying card, and there's an annoying card in your grave. Let me just take that and say bye bye. It's really nice. Ice barriers, just when and this is a really important piece as well, because if an attack is declared, I can change that monster's attack to 0 and negate its select. Note it, it's permanent. It doesn't go away to the end of the turn, which is nice. And I cannot change battle position. And I can banish this card to the grave to send a level 5 or higher water monster from my deck to the grave. Which this. And then I can add a water monster from my grave to my hand. And the only thing I can special summon from the only thing I can special summon are waters. Which honestly, my deck's full waters, so doesn't bother. But Ice Barrier helps me get a kaiju in my hand in case I see my opponent have something that needs to get rid of. That's why I have Gamasuo and not the other kaijus in here. As for extra, let's start actually here. Let's start with the main boss. I think this is the main boss. Lancia, the Dragon of the Ice Mountain. I wish it was an Ice Barrier. I wish so badly. But I guess Konami really thought they would be too busted. I don't see the point. But once per chain, if my opponent special summons a monster, I can special summon one Ice Barrier monster from hand, deck, or extra deck, or even grave, and then I can change the attack position monster, and I can do this twice, which is honestly amazing. And if this synchro summon card is in Zonage control leaves the field because of an opponent's card, I can special summon an Ice Barrier synchro monster from the extra deck, and it is counted as a synchro monster, which is amazing because it allows me to summon Trishra and still count as a synchro summon, which means effect, or even this, the second Trishra. Which, speaking of which, let's go to him. This card is synchro summon. I can banish up to 3 cards my opponent control. And if this synchro summon card is another card is destroyed, I can special summon one Trishula card, Trishula Dragon of the Ice Barrier from my extra deck or grave. Its attack becomes 3,300, and then half the attack of all face-up monster controls. Any face-up monster my opponent controls, effects are negated. Which honestly, getting rid of 3 cards is really good, especially banishing them. So yeah, that's mostly what my deck does, especially with the taxing. Like my rest of my teammates do a quite interesting taxing. I just banish stuff because I think that's funny. Ice Shade Girin. Ice Shade level 10 monster. Amazing. I like it. Uh, if it's I can activate the effect, and not monsters face up monsters cannot be destroyed or banished by opponent card effect. And if I activate this on a response, I can I can banish those cards, which is very good. If a card is banished by your opponent card effects while this card's in the grave, I can just special summon this and keep the loop going. Trishula, amazing. One of my favorite cards ever. I can banish 1 card from hand, field, grave, and the card in hand is random, which I'm. They have to pay 3 cards. Ravenous Crocodilus Apothecus, or Croc as most people call him, is amazing, especially with the mirror magic of the Ice Barrier, because he gets to 7. Oh, not 7. He goes to 5, and then with the tokens it goes to 8. Then with like Coral Dragon, and then with this goes to 9, and then you get to draw 4 cards, which is bonkers. I love Croc. He's staying there, I hope. Dragite, amazing. I think his first effect won't happen anytime soon because I don't play rocks. But his second effect is when an opponent activates it's an Omni Negate. Well, I have a water monster in my grave, which if you're summoning him, you're always gonna have that. Which sometimes it's helpful. Great Old Dragon, Aqua type tuner and non-tuner. Well, he's an Aqua type tuner, and if this card is synchro summoned, I can target up to control up to the number of monsters used for the synchro summon. So let's say I go 5, and then if I use the mirror magic effect, I would be able to pop 3 cards, like summon Cradle Dragon, which is amazing. And it's not even. I think it's not even. Yep. It's not just cards. It's not even monsters, which makes this even better. And if a card is destroyed by a card effect into the grave, I can target another water monster in my graveyard and special summon it. And of course, the effects are negated, but honestly, just getting more bodies on the field, especially like stuff around, is just nice. Then White Aura of Whale pops every attack position monster, especially with people in this form. I've seen a lot of people leave monsters in attack, and honestly, this helps clear the board. And this has piercing, and it can attack twice. And then I can special summon it, and I can also special summon this. So I can banish another water monster from my grave and special summon this card. Which honestly, if I have this in my grave and I'm already out, it's also good for my teammates if they want to use it. Of course, they don't get the special summon effect, the secret summon, I mean, but it's honestly just a great card to have in case any plays or links up climbing needs to happen. Gungnir, he's a level 7. I don't think he'll be coming out as much because this deck likes going to 8 and higher and like 10. But Gungnir is actually a really nice card because once per turn I can discard up to 2 cards and then target the same amount of cards the opponent controls, which is honestly pretty helpful. Like, I just like Gungnir, okay. Coral Dragon is interesting. I I usually always I love the Core Dragon, which also fun fact I saw Axel had Immortal Dragon, which is funny because other form, but Core Dragon just allows me to draw a card if this card is sent to the grave, and if the Synchro Summon card is sent from the field to grave, which +1, let's go. Bahamut Shark. I I think that if you're playing water, you should expect this card. It's just beyond crazy. And it just allows me to detach materials, press summon a level 3 or lower water XYZ monster from my extra deck, and this card cannot attack, which honestly wouldn't matter. Totally awesome. The boy. I'm thankful that he didn't get banned. But I love this guy. Uh, he he is just a negate plus plus I can take the card that activates that I need to negate and just set it on my field. And then if this card is sent to the grave, I can target one water monster in my grave and add it to hand. And lastly, Marin's Coral Anemone it's generic, plus allows you to take target of water monster with 1500 or less attack and summon to the zone this card points to. And of course it locks me in water, but that doesn't matter with this deck. This allows me to get a Mirror Magic and then do the whole combo. And lastly, because why not, Rat Ice here, because if people see me here, uh, she's my girl. But that's my deck. I hope everyone enjoyed this.
And we are back with the Taxing Trio, ladies and gentlemen, after those deck lists. I hope you guys did enjoy, but do you guys have any final thoughts, any last things you want to say to the people before we end off this Meet the Teams video?
Remember, if even in tournaments, just play to have fun. You don't have to play anything meta. Just be fun, and we hope everyone the best with their decks.
Okay.
Except Slackers, we're gonna beat your ass. Except you guys.
You're talking a whole lot of shit for someone in command grab distance. To Alex and Axel, after all this, and after me being nervous and, maybe crying a little bit, I want you two to know that I wouldn't have anybody else on my team than you two. And I'm happy that you guys went along with my crazy plan.
Aw.
I appreciate your crazy
I-
ideas.
I appreciate your crazy ideas, and I'm thankful that you both wanted me as here.
My personal final words is like, we hope that we at least are gonna make ourselves memorable to y'all with our just weird, wacky gimmick. And while everyone else was doing their card thing, I kind of forgot an extra rule I kind of said, because I feel like a lot of people who play zombies are gonna be like, why isn't this plebeian playing Zombie World? Well, I didn't want to be mean. Like, I feel like that's my biggest weakness is I hate not allowing people to play.
That's my job.
And yeah, and also that's Alex's job. But like even like while Elise was looking at my deck, I was like, Elise, I need you to know, as much as like I understand how good Zombie World would be for this deck, I want to use this deck without playing Zombie World. And there's also like a mix of like I didn't want to make it a crutch, and like it's also like in every zombie deck, so I wanted to at least make it different. But yeah, it was mostly because I didn't want to be mean. And I hope everyone has fun against me.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Exactly.
Because
Well-
they're not gonna have fun with me.
Yeah, hey man, I know the feeling. I wonder why.
Can't wait to. If I make it to the final against Dark, I just want to have a mano and mano ice barrier standoff.
Just
Hey
Again,
man,
quick
look.
play, quick play, quick play, quick play.
if we both make it to the end, all right, in the finals, we'll both start off at the beginning. We'll do the ice barrier mirror and see who wins.
Yeah,
We'll just
Again,
see
I've
like a
said it
chain
before.
20.
we've hit as many chains as possible.
See
I've
whose
said
build is
before,
better.
We are Russia. Your cards? No. Our cards.
And I hope
Our
you
card.
enjoy the generous gifts that I give you because they're mine.
No, it's mine.
And I hope you're all paying your taxes because I'm taking them back. I'm taking all your monies and all your
Call us
cards.
the IR goddamn S.
All right, well.
You're not.
We can be annoying.
Yeah.
That all being said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys did enjoy this Meet the Teams video. Give it up one final time for the taxing trio here. Going
Just
up.
imagine us doing a Ginyu Force pose right now.
Going up
Honestly, I
Doing
really
against
the
do
Kamen
like
Rider pose.
Ginyu Forces.
Slifer Slackers, you know. Another team that we'll be seeing shortly, hopefully. Yeah. Of course, do all the YouTuber things like subscribe, comment, join the
Yes,
Discord.
like Dark and the High BU.
Yep.
Do that.
Yep. And of course, any links that these guys might want me to put in the description will be there. I know Seals has a channel. I know Axel used to have a channel, and I'm not sure about Alex, but we'll see.
I actually do.
All right. Heck yeah.
Oh,
Okay. I'll have to get you
Congratulations.
guys to send me those links. But any of those links in the description you guys want to click on and go subscribe to these guys, like their videos, leave comments on their videos. That'd be very much appreciated, of course, as well. And yeah, that's all from me. I'll see you guys in the next one.